What you need to do is, that you want to linger in something else, or what you did while I was gone to service, you worked and whatever.
Well, when Dad went to overseas, I went home to live with Grandma and Grandpa Trapper and had Judy there. I was there, 17 months while he was overseas. Dad was overseas 17 months, and I was there all the time. The first, probably 8 months, I just took care of Judy because she was, I think when Dad left, she was just, like you said, she had been a year old in November, and we left him the 1st of February. And we came home by train, and it was about a 3-day journey. It was an old smoke train, and transportation was hard to get because there was servicemen riding the trains and to wash out in those days you didn't have disposable diapers. They were for rich people if you could get them. I think one time I had some to travel with her, but to wash her panties and her socks and clothes out that were smelly, you washed them in the sink in the restroom and you laid your baby on a seat and somebody watched her while you went to the bathroom. That was long, exhausting time for the baby and I both. And when I got home, Judy had pneumonia, and your dad was on his way overseas. It was a frustrating time, but we stayed with Grandma and Grandpa. Then about 9 months before probably 10 months before your dad got home, I worked at Douglas Aircraft in Tulsa. I'd get up and stand on the street corner down by the old water plant at 5:30 in the morning, and my ride I was there before 5:30. My ride would come by, and it took us about an hour and a half. We had to be there at 7. I worked in the paint department.
Pick you up at your house?
No, I stood down by the water plant on the corner down there.
Okay.
By myself, in the wind blowing and cold. But we,
Talking, say something.
Okay.
Tell your story.
Well,
You worked at Douglas.
Yes. Dad, as he had already told you, came home in July, last of July of 1945, and he was, I think we stayed in Barstow, maybe less than a week,
Probably.
Getting our stuff together. Then we came to Oklahoma City and stayed with Grandma and Grandpa a few days until we could find a little apartment, and we found one down by the railroad tracks someplace. Bond Bridge, was it Bond Bridge?
Yeah, about 11th or 12th Street, by the unit block there on 11th Street, close to railroad tracks, Cane's Coffee and Bond Bread, etc. Railroad tracks had quite entertainment. Smell of the coffees, the noise of the trains,
and the bread.
And
we lived there.
Shared a duplex. We shared the restroom.
We moved there in August, last of August, and we lived there for 2 months. But while we lived there, I found out I was pregnant with Bud, and that bread and the coffee like been the ruination of me.